No.
Right.
Hello, can you hear me? No?
Hello? Hello? First of all, just a massive thank you to this film festival, the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, for hosting us. I am Uchegu, I'm the writer-director of this film. I'm joined here by my amazing cast. Jay Sean, who plays Daddy G. Julian Horton, who plays Barrington. Tyree Pinnock, who plays Johnny. Javale Halls, who plays Tommy, the baseball player. And Vincent, who plays Jamie.
So we'll open the floor for questions, comments.
Hey, how's it going? Excellent job, excellent job. Question, when you first read the script, what were your first thoughts?
Testing. Here, I'll give you this one back.
Hello, Vincent Ramirez. Good question. I don't know, brother. Dude, it was so much detail, but so much history that even my for me personally, there's so much of the history of Black history and the culture that I need to be aware of. I'm like half Puerto Rican, don't even speak a lick of Spanish, but I'm also African American. So to read the script, it was a learning process nonetheless, but also just this, like, I was saddened. I was saddened by how true it was, how, just excuse my French, just like how we are, just by the complexion, regardless of detail, but regardless of background. So initially I was completely grateful, but also in a twist of just like, how is this gonna be done? So personally, I was very humbled to play a voice, to even to waver the bounds of good, of evil, whatever that may mean, humanity, spirituality. My character in particular has a big choice to make on whether I'm still human, whether I still am rooted in the self, or am I going along with the system? And so, yeah, so I guess, I don't know if I answered your question, but it was bad for me.
So for me, I'm Trayvon Halls, by the way, play Tommy. But when I first read the script, honestly, I was blown away. Have you ever read something and you can just see it without seeing it, you're just reading it? When I read it, I was blown away. I was like, I have to be a part of this project. And honestly, this is my first time seeing the film song with y'all, and he did a fantastic job of portraying the script how it was amazing. I was blown away. Nonetheless, I am extremely grateful and humbled just to be a part of this film, because it's definitely a conversation piece. To back what Vincent said, how true it is. You just start to see things within yourself from this film, and I'm just extremely grateful just to be a part of it.
Let me try to summarize this. It was a lot, actually, for me, just kind of reading the insert. It was a really, well, for me, it was a different scenario. I didn't get to read the entire script when I got the audition. I just read an insert and my sides, and I was just blown away. It was really interesting because I didn't audition originally for the character that I booked. So just knowing the story and having spoken to Uche, I was just like, wow, this has to be done. I was just like, I'm really interested in telling this story. So like, I went above and beyond to make sure I was in this film, and it was no regrets for sure.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, what's happening?
man. I'm Julian Horton. I played Barry in the film. And at first, when I read the script, I was blown away until I read how to get raped. Twice. So, I was conflicted at first, but then
You kept trying to rewrite that.
yeah. I was like, but then at the end of the day, I know I'm an actor. I know this, we gotta do a job, and we have to convey truth. So I was okay with it. Like my co-star said, it was great. I was blown away by it. Just the realness, just the overall story that we were trying to convey with this film. It was great, and the film is so metaphorically great, and there's so many messages within it, and that's what really got me on this film, and then the script too, but then actually going through it with these guys and actually getting the film with the guys, and then really seeing how big and prevalent it was after we filmed, how it really coincides with what we go on today as a Black culture and what we go through metaphorically, just with the opposition we have to face as a society. So it was great. I loved it. I'm so blessed to be a part of this film. I'm blessed that we all got to see it together here today, and I'm blessed that y'all came out. Here you go.
Hi. Couple of things. Well, as a student of these things, and as a Black man born and raised in Georgia most of the time, I thought the idea of the blue-eyed devil being presented on the screen was kind of interesting. And cut to cases. I mean, let's tell a story about, in an allegorical fashion, about the trials and tribulations of the Black person and slavery and what that does. And when I read the script, I'm like, oh, I'm wearing a suit throughout the whole thing. That's all I could think of. Like, I'm wearing this whole suit throughout the whole thing while I'm killing up brothers. And no, I mean, it was a tough read because of some of the stuff in it. It was a challenging production, which we can get into with more questions. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, this is a worthy project. And for just you all to be here to see it is a blessing. So yeah, we'll ask more questions. I won't talk much longer. Okay. Who's the next question?
Thank you for answering that.
Where's the mic at this point? That one doesn't work. Yeah.
If I may have a suggestion, I think the cast can hear the questions. We just need the mic here. So if you wanted to do
We
that.
have a
So
couple of mics.
who's
Okay.
next? Go ahead.
I have a question. I don't know if you can hear me.
We got you.
All right, so I actually enjoyed the film, you know, the production quality and everything, but this is more to the director. I didn't quite understand the whole film. Could you just briefly explain what it was? There was a lot in there.
Sure, yeah. This is an amazing question. This is the idea of this film, is to open conversation, to open dialogue. I think film should be unique in the way that it's not meant to answer questions, but to actually make you have more questions. I think that this film wanted to portray this narrative that we've seen over and over in a very direct and straightforward way, in this sort of abstract and metaphorical approach. We're speaking on slavery, we're speaking on 400 years of entrapment of not just Black men, but Black people as a culture. We're speaking on the idea that no matter how far we get, no matter what education we acquire, what knowledge we invest in, what universities, cars, we can have all these things, football, sports, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever it is that we do, no matter how far we advance, in America, it seems like there's always this maze, this entrapment, this circular sort of like retrapment of ourselves, of our spirits. You know, they say in the film, I'm with your spirit, and the audience is supposed to sort of make the connection that these people are not necessarily real. They represent our ancestors, they represent souls who've died in that house, and that house represents America. It represents a system that has oppressed us for years and years and continues to oppress us. It represents an experiment that has been advanced or pushed through rather with religion, with systems, with racism, with white supremacy, and all of those institutions and all those systems. But at the end of it, though, we're here. We've gone here. We're still here. We're thriving. We're surviving. And we're going to keep doing that. That's what this film is about.
Can I try? Yeah, to piggyback on what Uche said, and also on a more, I don't think you should take this more as a literal movie, more than as it is more a figurative type of thing. It's a matter of the house is an allegory. It's a fantastic place. We read it out. It just happened to look that way. The John Wayne picture was there, and the Native American Indians were there. It's very allegorical of America. And as for this movie, I mean, you're talking about evil avatars, and the cyclical nature of things keep manifesting itself. And we keep doing the same things over and over again without realizing what we're doing. If you're trying to place this actual story in, say, a county in Georgia during 1985 or what have you, you might find it problematic. But if you're looking at it as a metaphorical piece, which it is, and a symbolic piece, then you'll totally appreciate it that way. And I think that's the way to sort of take it at the moment.